Hi everyone, a few weeks back I bought a new truck and today we're gonna start bringing it back to life. I bought this truck about a month ago and it's a 1978 C10 and as you can see it's been sitting for very long. It was like 2 inches of stuff here on the hood before I brushed it off. It's a custom deluxe, so it's a very plain, not many options. The interior is decent but pretty gross. A fun thing about this car is it's imported here from Germany and apparently it's been some sort of military vehicle. As you can see, the dash is olive drab green. Also the rest of the cab is green. It's hard to see. But obviously someone repainted it in this blue color, which I think is very ugly. Also got some hideous extra lights and an extra hitch in the front. It's got an inline 6-cylinder, which is unfortunate. I would have wanted to be a V8, but you can't have everything and it's like the easiest swap to do. But we're gonna try to get this engine running. It's got some rust here in the fender. Also someone did some really nice repair patches on the doors, both sides, just riveted on the outside. The bed is decent but not rust free. This top is coming off as fast as possible. Also this is very peculiar. For some reason it has 2 trailer hitches. I don't know why, but we're gonna remove everything of that and just have one anyway. Also this footstep will go away and these ugly backup lights. Other than that, we're gonna start by giving it a good wash off and start the engine, and we're gonna see where we go from there. But first off, we're gonna push it into the garage. So finally we have a car in the garage. It's dried up a bit and it smells terrible in here since all of this stuff is rotting away on the car. But right now the first thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna try and start the engine. I have no idea on the condition of the engine or anything else on this car. The previous owner just said he drove the car until he bought another one and stuffed this away. So let's start working on the engine. So the engine is an inline 6 as said earlier. I've never had a Chevy with an inline 6 before. I have no idea what size this is or don't know anything about it, but I think we will manage to start it up. I'm gonna charge the battery. I think it's gone. I don't think we will get any life out of it, but we will try. But I have other batteries and we will try to crank it over with on the crankshaft by hand first, and if that works we will remove the spark plugs and check the overall condition of the engine. So that's what we're gonna do now. Okay, so I changed my mind a bit. I'm gonna pull the plugs first, of course, to see if we have any indications of rust or anything else bad in the engine. So let's pull them out. Ah! Okay, that seems to be quite stuck. Okay, never had spark plugs being that stuck before. Ooh, there we go. I hope not all are like that. Whoa. That's a lot of oil on the threads, but not in the engine. Try this one again. There we go. No, I'm not very strong. Doesn't look too bad. For some reason there's a lot of oil here on the where you attach the socket. I guess it's oil going down from the valve cover and hangs in here in the groove. But that's no problem. Damn it. Fuck. I broke it, of course. Not what I wanted to do. I was gonna buy new ones anyway, but thought I was gonna try and start it with these. It happens. Of course. Drop that on the floor. Now we're back. Here's the plugs from front to back, and I think they look good. No problems by looking at them anyway, but now I have to buy new ones anyway since I broke one. But at least we can try and turn the engine over by hand first. So I was looking down here to find out which socket size it was, and I realized there is no bolt here on the damper. So I just tried and moved the fan and the engine rotated. So it's not stuck. So that's nice. No problems at all. So I guess we could put in a battery and try if we can crank it with the starter and see how that works. And then we can just put in some new spark plugs and try some brake cleaner and see if it starts. See what carburetor problems we have. So let's put in a battery. I installed another battery while the other one is charging. So now we're gonna try and crank the engine over the starter. Okay, we have some sort of power. Okay, something is happening. Okay, the starter is somewhat working. Can't really see if the fan is spinning. Yeah, it turns over. So that's nice. So I guess the next thing is to put in some other spark plugs and try to do some sort of start attempt. I really wanted to do a test start right now, so I started looking around and I found I had these AC Delco plugs laying around. I know I didn't buy them for this application, but these are R44TS and these are R43TS, and I don't know exactly what the 3 and 4 implies, but the only difference I can see is that the new plugs are a bit longer here, the sleeve, but the threads are the same and the length in the cylinder, so I think they will work just fine. So that's why we're gonna put them in and try to start it right now. I put in the new spark plugs and put back the spark plug wires. I also went ahead and changed all the fuel lines here up front because it was super dry. So instead of that leaking later on, we could just do it right now. So I made this temporary wire to crank the engine. So right now we're gonna try some starter fluid down the carburetor and see if we have some ignition, and trouble search from there if it won't start. So I turn the ignition on. I'll try to start. Okay. So that was easy enough. Seems there wasn't any problem with this engine. This was seriously my first start attempt ever. So I guess if the carburetor is all good, we don't have to do much. So we'll see if we get some fuel up to the carburetor and see if we can get it to run a little longer. Okay, so that was way too easy. Basically I didn't do anything, I just changed the spark plugs and changed some fuel lines. So I guess we can do something fun to the car now. So let's start figuring out what that's gonna be. I was so excited the car started so easily and idled directly. I forgot to test if the transmission worked at all. Okay, so it seems to be working, but it's slipping a bit, but maybe it's just low on oil, so we will check that. But at least it moves under its own power. I went ahead and changed the oil and put on a new oil filter. I also added some oil to the transmission. So I'm having high hopes that it will engage better now. So we're gonna try and do a test drive. I went ahead and removed as much of all these leaves and stuff that's fallen on the car over the years. And this is the pile I ended up with. This is insane how much stuff there can be on one car. So we're gonna throw that out and we're gonna try and move the car out of the garage under its own power. So let's try and drive it out of the garage. The transmission works much better now. Much more engagement. Also the brake seems to be working. It stops at least. Speed beast, very weak. At least it moves all right. That will be all for this episode. I'm very happy the startup went so easy and almost too easy. No, it was way too easy. But turn into the next episode where we're gonna give this car a thorough cleaning with the pressure washer, and we're gonna make it look cool on a budget. So if you wanna see that, consider subscribing, and if you like this episode, I would appreciate it very much if you give it a like. So until next time, bye.